Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp and Limp. We're going to jump right back into some more Blood Red Skies. Definitely been enjoying this, and we're at the point now where the ships are going to start taking some shots, and we might start losing some planes. Because my original plan over here seems to have panned out. They survived their initial attacks from the Japanese Zeros and a little bit of destroyer fire over here. We got our Dauntless moving in, so it depends on which way that Zero goes, whether he goes after him or he goes after the Hellcats here. But remember, we're doing our advantage stage, so this changes the order in which things get done, all right? Remember, when it comes to activation, it's advantage, neutral, then disadvantage, and then in pilot skill order, right? So, looking at these guys, we've got advantaged, advantaged, neutral, and neutral. So it's kind of working out similar to how it did previously, but not for the same reasons. These are lower pilot skills, so they would have gone after anyway, but now they're also disadvantaged. So it's changing up things a little bit. But the fact that this Hellcat here is advantaged gives him a chance to change the name of this game, because he needs to get behind this Zero. That was our original goal, is to take him down. Unfortunately, our first attacks didn't work well enough to do that. But now he can, because if he comes screaming forward, just straight ahead, he can burn advantage. Now, I do have the chance to take my original shot right up front. I'm not going to, since it's a head-on shot. If I do that, the Zero gets to fire back, and I could potentially take a hit and lose some advantage, at which point it would put me in danger of taking fire from the destroyer and others. Don't want to risk that. I want to have the ability to burn advantage, still be at neutral, and shoot him in the rear. Doing so gives me a tailing shot. If you're tailing, so if you're directly behind your opponent and you have them in your arc of fire, they get knocked down to disadvantaged automatically. So you have a great chance to shoot them down. The only way to prevent tailing is if you have someone else covering you, right? So you have a wingman who has that original plane in that arc of fire. So if this Zero were pointing down in this direction, he wouldn't be able to be tailing because he would have someone else. That's why I want to have him as close to the rear of this plane as possible, so his arc of fire will shoot out as far as possible in this direction to try and cover at least some of the tail of this aircraft. So you want to try to cover each one of your planes. You'll see what I'm talking about, but I still think this Zero is going to have the same chance. If he gets in just the right position, he should be able to fling around and get on the 6 of this one on this Hellcat and potentially take him down. Now we got a speed of 8, but we're only going to be going 7. Oop, bumped him forward a little bit. We'll pull it back. But we are burning advantage, and by burning the advantage, we're dropping from advantaged to neutral. We get to make up to a 180-degree turn. So we can get dead on his 6. And I'm trying to kind of angle my arc of fire as best as possible to cover out in that direction, because he's not going to have a huge arc of fire extending behind him. Yeah, you see, going out 6 inches like that, he's only really covering to about here, right? So you really want to have a wingman back over here. Now, if this Dauntless was pointed over here, that would work. It would give him some extra coverage, but we didn't do that. We have the Dauntless heading towards the aircraft carrier. All right, so for our attack, we're going to have 3, 2 for his regular attack, 1 for him being vulnerable, and 4 for the pilot skill. So that's going to be our dice totals. Remember, he does have, the Zero does, that vulnerable card still applying to him. Now, hopefully we can get a critical result. If we do, that will reduce his agility on this. Oh, and I need to drop him down first. Since he is tailing, he gets dropped down to disadvantaged automatically. Perfect. So now he's in a position to where he can be shot down. All right, so let's roll our attack. Hopefully we can get a critical result here. And yeah, I definitely say that's a critical. That's super critical. So we did get him And now that's going to reduce his agility by 1. His agility is 3, so that's going to knock down 1. And then he's got 3 for pilot skill. Yep, so he's doing his dodging test here. 2 or more will score the critical, and it applies a -1 when dodging a critical hit. So that's what we're looking at. Perfect. All right, so let's roll and see if he goes down. Oh, and he does. He does go down. Even with 5 dice, he still whiffed. So we actually have a aircraft that got shot down on this one. That means they have lost a 0. Yeah, I checked the rules just one more time just to make sure. And yeah, we have lost a 0. So they lost their 3 pilot skill here. We don't have to worry about him on the next one. So that actually worked out perfectly. That did exactly what I was wanting it to do. And we've got a chance to do that one more time because we've got another 4 that's advantaged up there. It looks like all the 4s almost are still advantaged on both sides, but most of the 3s are neutrals because they ended up taking shots or outmaneuvers. All right, so I went ahead and did the movement for our other 4 up here who was advantaged. The last Hellcat that we're going to be worrying about on this one. We still have 0s that are going to be going because they're pilot skill 4 and advantaged. He did the exact same thing, did a little K-turn over here to get in on the 6 of the 0 back over here, which means we are trying to, repeat it. The only bad part is this puts him in the arc of fire of both the aircraft carrier and the destroyer back there. Now that means he's going to be taking, since he's neutral, 2 attacks at half strength, but that would be 3 dice total. So hopefully that does not end up hitting him. All right, let's roll for our attack. Remember, we still got 2 for his firepower, plus 1 for the vulnerable, and then 4 for the pilot skill. So what is that, 7 total? All right, so he got the hit. Unfortunately, did not get the critical that we needed, so that sucks. So that means we're looking at 6 dice now for this. So he's going to have 3 for his agility and 3 for his pilot skill in his dodge attempt. I wonder if I got a card I can play. Do I have anything I can? No. Stuff that'll allow me to turn better. Nothing that's going to allow me to add any attack power. Not for this attack anyway. So hopefully he misses, but he's probably going to dodge this. Yeah, he got his dodge, so he's good. But we did get some hits off, which is good. And we've got him down to a disadvantaged state, which means he's still the target before the Hellcat for the flak fire. But he's still got time to bug out and try to get in a better position. All right, so since we're back here, I'm going to go ahead and do the 0 back there. That's a 4. We've got that 4, this 4, and a 4 that's down here. 3 zeros that we've got to cover, and they still got their 2 3s left to do. So I need to figure out where I'm going to move him. I want him to probably go after this Dauntless, because taking out the Dauntless is the key goal. All right, so we got him in the right spot. Unfortunately, he does have an arc of fire onto the Dauntless, but he wasn't able to get into a position to where he could shoot at the Dauntless without taking return fire. So he is going to be taking some return fire. So we're going to have 1 shot or 1 firepower for his natural firepower, and then 4 for his pilot skill. And let me see if I got any cards that I can play. Okay, so yeah, we are going to play a robust card. We're going to remove one of these because I do not want the Dauntless getting knocked out of advantage because he has another 0 coming in on him. So they're trying to get him down to disadvantaged because he can't climb while they're around him. And if he can't climb, he's in a world of hurt with that laden thing. So here comes the attack. Oh, and he gets the crit. He gets the crit. What a son of a bitch. Okay, that sucks. Crit on him. So he's going to have 1 agility and then 4 for his pilot skill. Add it in. Come on. Dodge this. Dodge it, dodge it, dodge it. No, he doesn't dodge it. He gets knocked down. That is horrible. I'll go ahead and toss another boom shit into the Japanese pile. Just see how many they get. Damn. All right, return shot. Should be the exact same thing because he's got 1 firepower and 4 pilot skills. So he is going to shoot back at the 0, see if he can cause a little hurt on him. He did hit, but the 0 is going to have a buttload of dice rolling in return. He's going to have 4 for pilot skill and 3 for agility. So he's good. He just needs 1 to be a success. And he got it. So unfortunately, the Dauntless was knocked down 1. Oh, that is so bad. That is so bad. He needs to be in a good position. And with the laden thing, is there anything he can do? Yeah, he and cannot climb for advantage if an enemy is within 18 inches. That's pretty much the whole map. Put 1 guy here in the center and it can almost reach out everywhere. So yeah, that's going to really hurt my attacks. I'm kind of banking on number 3 down here. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to run it again here with number 4, or this pilot skill 4, rather. He's also going to pop up. And I'll tell you what, I think doing an outmaneuver would probably be better because he doesn't have to run the risk of return fire. So he's going to attempt an outmaneuver, which means that I'm knocking over some of my stuff. Hit a plane with a die, but that's fine. So he's going to have 1 for his agility, 4 for his pilot score, and he just needs a single success here to not get outmaneuvered. Because really, now I'm thinking about it, he's got no reason to take the shot. It's just a chance to take a return shot from the Dauntless, so might as well go for the outmaneuver instead, which he passes, so he doesn't lose his advantage. That is definitely good for him. And thankfully, they do have that rear turret gunner, so he can protect himself if the 0s get in on his 6. All right, so those are those 2, and I got 1 more down here at the bottom. All right, I think we're just going to fly this one straight on in and probably avoid this 3. Because going after the Hellcat's not going to do him any good. It'd be better for them to focus fire the Dauntless. The Dauntless is the bigger threat. If they take out the Dauntlesses, that's pretty well game, right? Because they're the ones bringing the bombs into the aircraft carrier. So let's shoot him forward. Ooh, and he is actually just out of range, so he is going to have to perform an outmaneuver. But since he's within 9 inches, it doesn't matter anyway. We still get the same result, which is a drop down for our Dauntless. That's bad. But now he's got him coming in on his 6, and he's going to be tailing him soon. As soon as he gets him in his arc of fire, he will be disadvantaged. So the 0s are not looking good. Now it's... Ooh, what do I got to do? I got to figure out where I'm going with my 3s here. All right, so we've still got a Hellcat here, 2 Hellcats that are at 3 that are neutral, and we've got a 3 that's advantaged, and then 1 3 that's disadvantaged. So let's see what we're going to do here. I'm probably just going to fly this guy up around. Maybe I'll take him on a strafing run. All right, so we're going to play rapid roll. We're going to use this to turn him at the beginning or end of his turn instead. All right, so he flew somewhere. He didn't really get anywhere, but he actually put himself exactly in between the aircraft carrier and this destroyer. That wasn't good. I always forget to run that pilot skill 4, but he's at neutral. They both got dropped down to neutral. When am I running these guys? Now, I'm doing the neutrals, so he would have actually gone first before him. I'm so used to the Hellcats going first because they're higher, faster. Unfortunately, he's still pretty slow, so he's not going to be able to get out of the arcs of those zeros. There's really not a whole lot I can do with him. Damn, those zeros got him pretty well dead to rights. Oh, I think I'm going to avoid the shot. Yeah, there's no reason for me to take a shot. That's just going to risk him even more. I will attempt an outmaneuver on the one that's directly in front of me just to do it. It gives me a chance because I can't climb for advantage. And I certainly don't want to burn advantage. So he gets to roll all this and he has to whiff with all of them. And he does. No kidding. What the hell? All right. He got his outmaneuver with a Dauntless. Not bad, big guy. That'll change things up for him a little bit. All right. And I just noticed there is a advantaged pilot skill 3 here. So he should have gone earlier. I did miss him. But that is all right. Doing it solo. Occasionally I'm going to miss a plane, so no big deal. Let's come in with this one, and we're going to bump him. We're going to scream him in and probably pivot him onto the Dauntless as well. Yeah, so he's got him in range now, so he could do a shooting attack, but he is also in his arc, so not going to do him any good. Instead, they will attempt an outmaneuver. So 1 agility plus 3, or yeah, 4 dice total. Damn, that's not good. That is definitely not good for him. Oh, and he loses it. So I got a feeling our Dauntless might go down before he even gets on top of him, and he hasn't even moved yet. That is not good. That is not good. He's heading straight towards that guy. And I'll tell you what, just to save myself a little trouble, because I've moved everyone else south but this Dauntless, I'm going to go ahead and hit him, and then I'll hit those pilot skill 3s that are up there at the top of the board. So he is going to go plotting forward, trying to get into bomb range, which is shooting range for him. And we'll just turn him just a little bit, but there's no one in his arc of fire, so no shots have to be taken. I can't climb. I guess the best I could do is attempt an outmaneuver. Yeah, we'll attempt an outmaneuver on this closest one, which again, he's going to be rolling 6 die because he gets 3 for his pilot skill, 3 for his agility. That 3 agility on these zeros just make them brutal to take down. And he got it, so he's good. Nothing to worry about there. All right, so we got 2 planes left in the back to move. All right, so the only ones we have left is this one and this one to go. And I would like to drop advantage level, burn advantage, so I could flick around in on that pilot skill 3, 6 and go after him. But I don't think that's really going to work. All right, so since he is disadvantaged, he's pointing down, I could burn advantage to come in on him. Now, I couldn't shoot at him if he were higher. So if he were neutral, I couldn't burn advantage and shoot at him while I was disadvantaged. But being disadvantaged against disadvantage, I might just go for it just to see if we can take one off the board, because we need to eliminate some of these zeros so the Dauntlesses have a chance to come in, because at least that way the others could come in and try to clear these zeros off the Dauntlesses that are going in, because I only have one that has a chance left of making a decent attack. The other one, I don't think he's going to do such a good bombing run. All right, so he's disadvantaged too now. We're going to take our shot. Hopefully we can get him. We're getting kind of risky with this. Unfortunately, that does put him to where he is very likely going to be taking fire from both the aircraft carrier and at least that destroyer he's directly next to. All right, so for his attack, he's going to get 2. Going to get 1 for the vulnerable and 3 for the pilot skill. Come on, get him, get him. Well, that got him. That got him. Let's see. They can't play any cards, so it should just be 3 and 3. Should just be another roll, 6 dice. All right, rolling for it. Does he get it? Yeah, he gets it. He survives. Damn. That sucks. And now he's disadvantaged and going to be shot at. But I think the 0 is actually closer because the 0 is directly on top of it. And they target the closest disadvantaged aircraft. All right, so we'll start with that is the last of it, yeah? Yeah, that is the last of my aircraft, just making sure. Closest one is going to be this pilot skill 4 here next to this lower destroyer. Since he's neutral, he only gets 1 single die. And the one thing that I'm unsure of completely in this is the fact that they get a agility roll in defense. As far as I know, they do, but I'm not 100% sure because it doesn't necessarily say that in the rules, but it is a shooting attack. So I've been giving it to them, but I really don't know whether or not they get the agility roll against the flak barrage or not. All right, so rolling the dice, see if they get a success here. And they do not, so nothing to worry about. But we've got issues definitely with the higher ones. We'll go after our 0 first. 0 is getting targeted by the destroyer since he's closer. And since the aircraft carrier is tilted that way, we're going to have it target the Hellcat. So destroyer firing at the 0 with its flak barrage. And it does hit. It does hit. Oh, I'm going to check the rules again one more time because I don't know. I think they get the agility roll, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I can't find anything that says one way or the other, so we're going to give it to them, the agility roll, because it's just not clear. It just lists it out as an attack. But our 0 was hit, so let's see if he goes down. All right, roll it and see what he gets. And he does. He goes down by his own flak. My own attack missed, but he goes down by his own flak. You got to be kidding me. All right, that is a huge joke right there. Damn, taken out by their own flak. They've lost 2 aircraft and only 1 is from me. But the Hellcat is still taking flak firepower from the aircraft carrier now. Definitely going to target his ass. All right. See if he survives. And he does survive. Okay. I fully expected him to go down actually to that aircraft carrier. I did not expect him to survive, but that is all right. We'll take it. All right, so where we're leaving this one off, the 0s have pretty much ignored the Hellcats, which these 2 Hellcats turned around. This Hellcat turned around. It's put them in a good position, but the Dauntlesses are in very bad positions. This one's disadvantaged. That one's only neutral. They don't have the ability to climb, and they're doing their bomb run on the aircraft carrier, but the aircraft carrier is still a little ways away. They got to get within that. So, okay, yeah, he could make it on the next turn. And yeah, he could make it on the next turn. The way they describe it in the rules is you only have to get within 6 inches of the target to be able to bomb it. That way it doesn't create congestion where you have a whole bunch of aircraft directly on top of the target. Try to free it up a little bit so they could kind of be around. My only little addendum to that is that for me, it needs to look realistic. So you have to be coming in on an attack, right? You can't be pointing out this way, have like flown by and perform your attack over here when you're going that way. That I wouldn't do just because it doesn't really seem too thematic. So really it's going to come down to whether or not the Dauntlesses can survive. That one's under attack by 2 separate 0s that are straight on him. He can attack with his rear turret when they try to turn on him, but how well is that going to work for him? It's only a 1 firepower attack, but at least it's something there. The only problem is that turret does not count as a wingman, so they still get automatically disadvantaged. And now these 2 0s down here are in perfect position to come in and swoop in on his 6. The only way that that's not going to happen is if this Hellcat can come down over here, and he could probably get one of these two, but I don't think he's going to be able to get both off. It would knock them down to disadvantage because he would be able to get them tailing. I wonder if he could actually move in like this and have them both in the arc. Yeah, that would count. If he got both of them in their rear arcs, which would cross right about here. So if he turned, he flew forward to about here and then pointed this way, he could get it to where he had both of them in his frontal arc while having them have himself in their rear arc, which would just really mess them up because they would both get knocked down to disadvantage, and it would make them harder to come around on the Dauntless because they'd have to spend some time trying to gain some advantage back so they don't get shot down. This game, one way or the other, will be decided on the next turn because it's going to show regardless whether or not the Dauntlesses survive, because they do take flak fire coming in from that aircraft carrier when they perform their attacks. I know it does it for strafing. I think it also does it for bombing runs, dive bombing runs. So we'll have to see if they survive, because if they go down, that's pretty well game. All right, but you guys stay tuned. The next one, let's see, this is part 3. Part 4 will probably finish us up on Blood Red Skies. All right, you guys take care. I'll catch you in the next one.